From the crossroads of entertainment and culture to the stories that move the streets and shake the box office. This is Blues Nightly News, the world of movies, music, comics, and culture, the way it really is.
You, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? How y'all doing? My mic on, we good, we live? Are we live? Are we live? How y'all doing, man? What is up with y'all? How y'all kicking it? House gang in the building. I'm late tonight, man. No, it's a late one, it's a late one. But I said I ain't give y'all nothing yesterday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta give y'all something. You know what I mean? Gotta give y'all something. Gotta give y'all something. Um, yeah, gotta give y'all something, man. But like I said, what's good? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Blue News, man. The only show where pop culture gets a reality check. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what the vibe is. Tonight we got a lineup sounds like a fever dream, man. Donald Trump reportedly using his political capital to revive the 90s buddy cop movie Rush Out, that franchise. Yeah, man. Then we got DC is turning Greenland into True Detective, which I think is a dope thing. I think that is a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. And then are we finally ready to admit that Tom Cruise might be the last of a dying breed? And I'm only using him because I'm saying that Hollywood, the superstar, the Hollywood movie superstar is dying. Is dying on its last leg. You know what I'm saying? Last leg, last leg. But before we get to it, let's see who in there. Buck is in the building. What up, Buck? House gang. That's right. What's good, Buck? Q was in the building. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Like I said, it's gonna be a late one, man. Sorry for the late start, but hopefully y'all vibe with me and kick with me like we do. Hopefully the house gang. Look, man, I ain't in the bed yet. House gang, knock on the door. Come on in. Let's get it cracking. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So, no, let me see. Does this work? Did my joke hit? Nah, probably not. I'm gonna try to start using some of these sound effects and things of that nature, man. We're gonna see about how we're gonna use some of these just to make it a little bit funnier. You know what I'm saying? Get some things going. But without further ado, let's jump into our first. Once I ain't even load them up, but we're gonna jump into our first. Give me 1 second. This I'm tripping. I am tripping. Mm, 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 mm. My bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. My bad, my bad, my bad. Let's get into it. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, what did I say? Oh, let's jump into this Rush Hour 4 situation. Let's get into this Rush Hour 4. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Donald Trump. Yeah, man, we've been hearing rumors for this for a decade. You know, they've been talking about Rush Hour 4 for the longest, right? Jackie Chan is 71, y'all. 7-1. 7-1. Chris Tucker still looking good for his age. But he really hasn't made a movie since necessarily. He's been in some stuff, but he hasn't like really starred in a role. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what it feels like. You know, since the last time I checked, it just feels like he hasn't really done anything. But suddenly, this movie is greenlit. Rush Hour 4, suddenly just out of the blue, man. Out of the blue, greenlit. Rush Hour 4. Why? 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 Now, according to these wild reports from Forbes, it's not because of it's like a great script or anything, right? Nah, man. It's because old Dunny boy, The orange man himself, President Trump, allegedly, personally, asked Paramount leadership to make it happen. To make it happen. So, we got to get into this. Got to get into it. Start from the tizop. Says Rush Hour 4 is in development after Trump reportedly asked Paramount leadership for it. So he out here just asking for favors. He wants Rush Hour. Why? I don't know why that would be his go-to. Let's get Rush Hour 4 cracking, right? I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It says new Rush Hour movie is in development almost 20 years after the franchise's trilogy was complete, according to multiple reports, setting up a return to theaters following a direct request from President Donald Trump, reportedly made to Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison for a new installment of the Buddy Cop series. Now, why? I mean, Jackie Chan 71. Not saying he can't still kick ass. I'm pretty sure he still gets busy. Pretty sure he still gets busy. But do we? I mean, y'all let me know. Do we need a Rush Hour 4? Do we need a Rush Hour 4? They've been holding up the 4, talking 4 for the longest, right? A Rush Hour. They've been talking about a Rush Hour 4 for the longest, man. I just don't know if we really need old ass Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, who ain't really done nothing. Oh, when was that? When did that movie even come out? What was that? 2004 or something like that? 05, Rush Hour 3. It's been a minute, right? It has been a minute. Do we really need that? You know what I'm saying? So these are the key facts right here. Rush Hour 4 in development with Paramount as distributor. Variety reported noted Rush Hour trilogy director Brett Ratner. Brett Ratner? Who's directing a career with somebody Me Too allegations will direct this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Not only are they bringing Rush Hour 4 back, but they going to get Brett Ratner back too? We got to be in the Twilight Zone. Something is crazy. Something is up, man. Brett Ratner. So this news comes 2 days after Semaphore reporter Trump personally pressed Ellison to revive Rush Hour. Personally. Like what? I mean, why does Trump like Rush Hour? What is it about Rush Hour that Trump likes? I think we got to figure that out. We got to do like a deep dive on why does Trump like what is it about Rush Hour 4 for the great Cheeto himself to want Rush? What is I'm tripping. I don't know, man. I do not know what is going on, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Bring Brett Ratner back. Let's bring 71-year-old Jackie Chan in the building. Let's get it cracking. Said Paramount will get a flat distribution fee to release Rush Hour 4 in theaters. Variety first reported noting Warner Brothers will get an undisclosed cut of box office revenues before financiers recoup the cost. The franchise has historically starred Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, who have teased the 4th installment for years and are now 71 years old and 54 years old, respectively. And Chris Tucker is 54, Jackie Chan is 71. Lee can't still be working as a police officer, right? Is Lee still a Chinese detective or whatever it is, still working? They got to be like private detectives now, right? Private eyes and things like that. They got to be, right? It just don't make sense. 71 years. I'm kind of intrigued. I want to see how they pull it off. I am kind of intrigued. Since Forbes ripped out the Paramount Sky for a comment. Let's see. Since Ratner is also director behind an upcoming documentary about First Lady Melania Trump. There we go. Some dots is connecting. Ratner is behind an upcoming documentary about First Lady Melania Trump and her in the 20 days leading up to the 2025 presidential inauguration. Amazon has reportedly shelled out $40 million for the film to be made. So Brett Ratner is out here working. And he seemed to be in Trump's pocket. I mean, hey, I guess that's how you get back into, you know what I'm saying, into the biz. The co-stars have teased Rush Hour installment for years. In 2018, Tucker said on ESPN podcast the plug the movie was happening, adding this is going to be the one. The rush of all the rushes. He also told Atlanta radio station V103, salute to them, in 2023 that Rush Hour 4 was on his agenda because I love working with Jackie. Chan suggested he was still open to a new installment this year, telling Screen Rant, hurry up, otherwise Chris Tucker and me will be 100 years old, would be old men doing Rush Hour. Y'all are old men doing Rush Hour, Jackie. You 71, cuz, what are you talking about? We're going to be old, 100 years old. Y'all old men now. But I'm intrigued. Bring it on, man. Bring it on, cuz I want to see this. I want to see how y'all pull this off. 71. Jackie, I know you still got it, but 71, Jackie? Damn, son. That is crazy. That is crazy. 850 million. That is how much money the Rush Hour franchise has grossed globally, according to Box Office Mojo. All three films were profitable, exceeding their budgets by tens of millions of dollars. So, I mean, that's in the plus. Seems like people want to see it, right? Seems like people, well, we don't know. Let me not say people want to see it because it's still yet to be determined whether people still want to see it. But history has showed us that this is a franchise that might be worth reviving, going back to, right? Could be worth going back to. The request for another Rush Hour is not the first time Trump has used his power as president to make seemingly personal requests of a large company. Coca-Cola said this summer it would launch a new version of its flagship drink with cane sugar instead of corn syrup. Days after Trump said he talked to the company about using real cane sugar and Coke in the United States, saying the ingredient is just better. Trump's push for cane sugar came as his Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. launched an effort against artificial ingredients and diet. Hey, I'm with that, man. Bring the cane sugar back. Bring the real. I was just talking to my homeboy today about how food taste has changed, and it hasn't changed for the better. And when you really get down and start looking at why the taste has changed, it's because we've added all these additives and artificial ingredients to stuff that don't necessarily need it. So yeah, let's move away from the corn syrup. Let's throw the cane sugar back on and see what's good. I say do that. I say do. Might add a couple, you know what I'm saying? Some extra years to our lives by swapping something like that out. So, but yeah, man, what do y'all think? Trump wants Rush Hour 4 back for some reason, right? He wants Jackie Chan, 71-year-old Jackie Chan, and 54-year-old Chris Tucker to get back on the saddle. You know, Carter and Lee back at it again. Carter and Lee back at it again. We down for that? Are y'all down for that? Because like I said, I'm intrigued. I don't know if I'm necessarily rushing to the movies to see this, but I'm intrigued. Then I'm also intrigued about how they're gonna present Brett Ratner as the director, and will people be welcoming him with open arms after his controversy? I forgot what did Brett do. Brett did some crazy shit. What did he do? What did Brett do? I need to know. Let me see. It says so Brett Ratner was accused. 6 women came forward detailing various incidents of alleged sexual harassment and assault in private homes, on movie sets, or at industry events. Natasha Henstridge said Brett Ratner forced her to. Okay, Olivia Munn, Elliot Page, and other women, including former fashion stylists and background actors, to also describe inappropriate conduct and comments. So you know, if Brett Ratner show back up in the game, I know for one, Elliot Page, you know how he gets down. I almost say it's she. You know how he gets down now. You know he is very outspoken on certain things. Natasha Henstridge, I ain't seen her in a minute, but Olivia Munn, she still is a worker in the game. You know what I'm saying? She's still out here doing things in Hollywood. So I don't know. I don't see Ratner being welcomed with open arms. That's gonna be a difficult one for me. But yeah, man, y'all let me know in the comments down below what y'all think about Rush Hour 4. Y'all checking for it? Y'all want to see Carter and Lee back together? I need to see the script. I need to at least know what uh what the capacity is like. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? I really need to know how they're gonna pull this off. I really need to know how they're gonna pull this off. This is hearing this kind of blew my mind, man. It really blew my mind hearing this. But hey, you know, why not? Why not? Let's greenlit it. Let's greenlit it. Let's greenlight it and make it happen. Let's greenlight it to make it happen, man. But we got inflation, geopolitical tension. The priority, but the priority at the White House is getting male-driven movies back in line. Trump in the White House, like, where is my rush hour for? I need my rush hour for. That is crazy, man. And like I said, I love Rush Hour, but are we now entering into state mandated blockbusters? You know what I'm saying? That's really what you got to think about it. Is the Department of Defense going to be are going to start funding military-led movies or not saying that they don't sometimes, because they do, but are they going to start, like Bad Boys 5 is now, Department of Homeland Security is in the credit somewhere. That's crazy work, man. That is crazy work. And just the Brett Ratner alone is really what's throwing me off, because I just don't understand how they pull that off. I don't see how they pull that. The controversy behind Brett Ratner. I don't know. This new Hollywood though. The president now is in charge of Hollywood, I guess. He wants a sequel. President gets a sequel. You know what I'm saying? Is he look, Trump, can we get a Friday? Can we get another Friday? Can you mandate that? An executive order demanding Friday 4 to come out, or the Friday after next, whatever we calling it. Can we do that? Matter of fact, Trump, do me this favor, Trump. Since you're out here demanding movies to be made, can we get Blade, bro? Can we get Blade? Can you demand that? Can you make a mandate for Blade to happen? Can we do that? Can we recast T'Challa, Trump? Huh? Can we recast T'Challa? Can you do an EO for that? Man, that's that is crazy. That is crazy. Trump out here just, what don't he got his hands in as the president now? What don't he have his hands in? That's crazy. But y'all let me know in the comments down below, man, what y'all think. Rush Hour 4, Brett Ratner, Trump in the building. Let's go. Oh man. Yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. I ain't mean to do that. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Up next, let's talk this lanterns. Get into some lantern talk, because lanterns, I think lanterns is gonna be one of them. I'm gonna say that again. I think lanterns is gonna be one of those films or one of those TV shows is really gonna hit hard in the zeitgeist. I really do. Lanterns. We finally got our eyes on Lanterns, the new HBO series. And if you were expecting Ryan Reynolds in the CGI suit, you in the wrong timeline, brother. Wrong timeline, man. You know what I mean? You're in the wrong timeline. It's cool though. It's cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. From my understanding, a lot of people are saying it looks good. Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, The vibe isn't a superhero romp. It's a straight up true detective uh in space police uniform type situation. I dig that. I under a lot of people are saying, well, shit is grounded. It's in Earth. I think that's what's gonna make it even better. Because from my understanding, this is supposed to explore a lot of things, even though it's on Earth. Supposed to really explore a lot of stuff going on. So you know what I'm saying? Um, that's funny, man. That is funny. That is funny, man. Um, you made me forget why. You made me forget where I'm at, man. But so yeah, True Detective. It's gonna be in the True Detective style, which I think really works for this. If you really stop and think about it, I think a True Detective space procedural really works. I think it really works. You know what I'm saying? And and on a serious note, Hal Jordan is not the hero here. He's like the old guard. The old guard. Rumor mill and the trailer heavily implies that this series isn't about Hal. Not in that not in that sense. It's more like this is his last case, or he's uh I think they even said that like he's a substitute teacher for um Aaron Pierre's um why am I drawing a blank? John Stewart, you know. He's passing the torch, so to speak, or the ring, you know what I mean? So that's good. Now, is Hal going to die? Is a good question. Is Hal going to die? I don't know. I don't know. I can see Hal dying. I could see them setting this up to where they kill Hal Jordan off. I could see them most definitely doing that. Kill him off, maybe even turn him to the villain Parallax, like in the books. We don't know yet, but I just think it's dope seeing Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights wielding the power ring. I think that's dope because I'm a big fan. Friday Night Lights was my joint. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but this is, I think this would be dope. You bring him in and you have him kind of ride off into the sunset with Aaron Pierre's John Stewart replacing him, being the new blood. And I think this might be a bold series, especially coming from James Gunn's DCU. A lot of people are kind of poo-pooing. I don't want to say poo-pooing, but they take James Gunn to just do light stuff. Like he won't green lit nothing. It's got to be light. It's got to be goofy. It's got to be all those things. And I'm like, James, y'all have not. What was the movie where he did the little boy, basically the bad Superman movie? I can't remember the name of that movie. That movie was not a lighthearted, uh, uh, giddy type film. You know what I'm saying? James Gunn does have the capacity to give you straight up serious horror type vibes or serious vibes if he wants to. He just chooses to go the other route. So I'm with this. I think this is gonna be dope, man. Let's get into this article and let's read about it. Let's see what's going on. Let's get into it. Come on now. There we go. Heat. That's right, Buck. Heat, 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 heat. Heat. Say DC's first Green Lantern TV show trailer reveals a Hal Jordan twist. Hal Jordan twist. So the first trailer for DC's Lantern series has been shared with the select group, and the footage reveals a surprising Hal Jordan twist. James Gunn's DC Universe has already debuted the Green Lantern with Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner in the Superman. While the actor returned in the franchise's upcoming Green Lantern series, Guy will not be its star. Good, because to me, Guy is not a star. Instead, the cast of DC's Lanterns is led by Aaron Pierre, who plays John Stewart, and Kyle Chandler, who gives life to Hal Jordan. The show has been described as having a similar tone to True Detective, with the legendary Green Lantern Hal Jordan investigating a mystery on Earth alongside new recruit John Stewart. More details about HBO Lantern series has been revealed. According to The Omelet, The first trailer for DC's Lanterns was screened at the HBO Max Upfront event in São Paulo, Brazil on Tuesday, November 25th. While the trailer was not released online, Umla has shared what happens in the footage. Hal and John have been training together for months, but John is his substitute teacher, though who he is filling in for was not revealed. So like I said earlier, seems that this isn't even Hal's task really. He's filling in for somebody to train John. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some head bumping. You know what I'm saying? Some head bumping going on. The first Green Lantern TV show trailer does not reveal John and Hal's superhero suits. Instead, the footage focuses on the Western tone of the DC series, which includes rural areas of the United States and a brownish color palette. That said, Hal Jordan can briefly be seen flying in the Lantern's teaser. A squirrel Green Lantern, possibly Chip, is mentioned. The dynamic between the show's main Green Lantern is also spotlighted. Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan argue. I told you they're going to be butting heads. They got to. The younger hero telling the veteran that he is better at saving people. Of course, they're butting heads. You got to have that. You got to have that. Before the footage was shown, it was thought that Jordan would be training Stewart. And while that is the case, the fact that he is filling in for another Green Lantern is surprising. And what I always took from like Green Lantern and reading Green Lantern is Jon Stewart to me was the better ring bearer. Like his constructs and the things that he did, to me were just better, more practical in the sense of what needed to be done. And I want to say, I think Jon Stewart's willpower might be better to me. I would say John has better reserve and better willpower. You got the Air Force pilot in Hal Jordan, and you got the Marine in Jon Stewart. You know, so is what it is. Is what it is. Keep reading. Since Lanterns has no set release dates, however, after being to debut in HBO in early 2026, that has since shifted. DC's new Green Lantern series will premiere late summer of 2026. According to HBO's boss, Casey Bloys, in an event in New York City to promote HBO's slate of releases. With the show's release pushed back, so could be the trailer. I don't think they should push the trailer back. Push the trailer. I say really, look, if I'm Warner Brothers, if I'm James Gunn, we know, we've heard that Marvel is pushing the Doomsday trailer at the top of Avatar. I figure out a way to get this Lanterns trailer out around the same time. Maybe a little bit after, before, I don't know, but your trailer finna compete with my trailer. My trailer is about to compete with your trailer. That's what's finna happen. We going to war. It's wartime. We going to war, man. We are going to war. On October 21st, James Gunn addressed the Lanterns trailer release. According to DC Studios creative chief, he has no idea when the trailer for Green Lantern will show and will be shared with audiences. As with HBO, the marketing is so different than film. Thankfully, the description of the first Lanterns trailer should keep fans excited until the footage is fully shared. So, not really too much, you know, with the description. I get, they still held a lot, but we get two Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart. Hal Jordan being the older, long in the tooth vet, salty vet, and we get Jon Stewart, the brand new recruit coming in. Jon Stewart thinking that he is better than Hal Jordan at the job, like most, this. It kind of reminds me of Men in Black a little bit, right? Will Smith's J and Tommy Lee Jones K. Will Smith was trying to prove himself and kind of felt like, hey, you're the old regime, you're the old guard. I'm here to do better. You know what I'm saying? But not understanding that you still got a long way to go. You're a rookie. You still got a lot of things to learn. I think we will get dynamic, and as the season progresses, they will probably get closer and closer. You know what I'm saying? And which would, if they do kill Hal, You know what I'm saying? Which would make it even the stakes matter even more for John, or if they keep Hal around and John slowly starts seeing Hal turn into Parallax. Those would be stakes too. So there's two ways to go with this that I think works. Two ways to go with this, which I think works. They kill Hal off, or Hal turns into Parallax. Right. So to me, both angles work. Both angles work. Hopefully we get Atrocitus in this. I'm hearing Atrocitus will be in this, from my understanding, and there is another character that does not, as of right now, the name does not coincide with any comic book character. So we will see, man. We will see. I think this is gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be dope. Got a super chat. Lawrence in the building with the super. Appreciate it, bro. He says, "Happy Thanksgiving. Here's a good $10, man." I totally appreciate it, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Turkey Day to you as well, and everybody in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody watching this replay, gang, house gang. Happy Thanksgiving. Go spend it with your family. Spend it with your friends, your loved ones. Tell the people who you haven't seen in a while that you love them. Love on your people, man. Love on your people. Appreciate that super chat. Let me give you. I'm gonna give you this one. Where is it at?
Cheetah's out of control. I'm out of control. This whole damn party's out of control.
Appreciate the super. Appreciate the super. But yeah, man, this sounds. I told you, I'm intrigued. I think this is probably going to be one of the better shows of 2026. This might be in the top 5, possibly, of television shows for 2026. And I'm with it. I think take your time, do it right. You can do it. Do it all night. Nah, James Gunn, take your time over there, DC. Don't worry about just forcing product out. We saw what happened over there with Marvel. They was just forcing content, forcing product out. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Take your time. Don't worry about, oh, they're pushing it back. It must mean the sale, yada, yada, yada. Nah, man, we want to take our time. We want to make sure we put a good product out. I'm talking about we. They want to make sure they put a good product out. Now people going to think I'm getting paid by James Gunn. I am not. I wish. Gunn, if you got a check for me, bro, holler at me if you got a check. Nah, I'm just playing. Oh, man. Right. As long as it's right. Just take your time as long as it's right, man. Long as it is right. Long as it's right. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Lanterns, the trailer description. Hopefully we get the trailer soon. Like I said, if I'm them, soon as Doomsday trailer comes out, I drop my trailer. Especially if Doomsday trailer is underwhelming, and I know I got this Lanterns heat. Oh man. If Doomsday trailer is underwhelming, and I know I got this Lanterns heat, I'm slapping them in the face with this trailer, man. Fire! Dead in the face. Dead in the face. Dead. Bow! In the face. Yes, in the face. Tell you, if I got that heat, you are getting that heat. You getting it. You getting it. You are getting it. These StreamYard sound effects just ain't working. They're not working. It's all right. I'm gonna still play with it and see do it live and anything up. I'm gonna still play with it and see if it live and anything up, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. Six says, I think it was pushed back to tie into Supergirl or something. I also think that. I think and from my understanding, we might also be getting a Supergirl trailer as well coming up. So I'm telling you, if they got that heat, Six, and I know how you feel about Feige, but if they got that heat over there, woo-wee, be on the lookout, man. Be on the lookout. They say John Stewart putting you in detention. That's from the old PS2 game. Yeah. True that. True that. Speaking of Gunn, I don't know if anyone other than myself watches Rick and Morty, but in season 8, Gunn has the episode playing himself. It's fucking hilarious. Not no, I would. This is what I would love to see. I would love to see Gunn and Snyder work together on a project. I would love to see Gunn and Snyder work together on the project. I think it'll be dope. I think it'll be dope. If I had to guess, a certain animal like Rocket would appear. What I think that's why that the chip situation. But remember, James Gunn is not directing this. You know, he is only in it as in the executive role. So Chip could appear, might not appear, but James Gunn does like the furry creatures. You know, he does like animals or some type of animal in the movie, but this isn't his to do that. This isn't his to do that. He's not a writer. It's Damon Lindelof, Chris Mundy, James Halls is the director, which I think he's the showrunner. So yeah, this is not a James Gunn thing. This is a DCU situation, right? But this is what I think. I think Six has brought it up. I brought it up also. James Gunn doesn't need to direct everything, and I don't want him to direct it. If he is touching and directing everything, that is wrong. That's the wrong way to approach this, Jimmy. You don't need to touch everything, Jimmy. Just get you a group of creative people around you who can help do stuff. Now, James Gunn, if you want to have your Bible out of, hey, this is how the universe needs to flow, this is how it needs to work. I need y'all to read this Bible, and can y'all take the things in this Bible and expand it for whatever universe or for whatever character y'all are working on? I'm with all that. But nah, Jimmy ain't got to direct everything. He ain't got to touch it all. He ain't got to touch it all. James Stewart is the Green Lantern that I grew with. I fought with Lanterns heavy. Yeah, me too. To me, James Stewart, I'ma always ride with with John Stewart. To me, he is the de facto Green Lantern. I think he's the Green Lantern that has this generation, the modern generation. I think he might be the catalyst behind the Green Lantern name as of now. We know Hal Jordan is green. I get it. Hal, he's got to be in there somewhere. But I think John Stewart, to me, is Green Lantern. And I could be Delulu, but to me, John Stewart is Green Lantern. This is not a Tony Stark roadie situation. John Stewart is his own thing. And you can't like race swap the situation because the Green Lantern Corps is just that. You know, it's like being in the military, being in the police. So yeah, that's how I look at it. John Stewart is John Stewart, who is a Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is Hal Jordan, who is a Green Lantern. And in that point being, anybody could be the Green Lantern. You know, it's because to me, Green Lantern isn't that there can only be one mantle swat here, take the shield type. You know what I'm saying? Or you're Captain America. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. I could be green. You can have 6 Green Lanterns running around, 30 Green Lanterns running around at one time. And I think that's what's dope about it. Now it's up to you as the reader. Which Green Lantern do you like? Do you like Hal? Do you like John? Do you like Guy? Right? Do you like Kyle? Which Green Lantern do you like? Check that Rick and Morty. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go check it out because I like Rick and Morty stuff. I've kind of gotten away from it, but I do remember hearing something about them being in an episode. So he needs to just be the coach on some things. Doesn't have to be the QB every time. Gonna burn himself out. We know Gunn can shine. He has to trust his team. I'm right there with you on that. I am right there with you on that. But he don't need to be too hands off because that's how you end up with Feige. Well, let me not say that. I think Feige went and ran and got the wrong team. That's what I say. Feige went and got the wrong team. That's all. That's all. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the Lanterns. Y'all going to check it out when it come out? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's keep this thing moving. This was something that I saw earlier that I really wanted to talk about. I gotta, let me see if I got this. I should have. Which is I don't want to call it the death of Hollywood, but the death of the superstar, right? The death of the superstar. I'm gonna play. The death of the Hollywood superstar, man, which is real. The death of the Hollywood movie star is real, y'all. It is real, 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 real. So, I want to play. I want to preface it by playing this. Let me see if I can get this loaded up real quick. All right.
Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. Is the A-list dead? Yes. Who are the top dogs now, especially actresses? No one. Like, I don't think there's an A-list. I think the A-list is dead. Late 90s, if Will Smith was in it, it was going to be a big hit. Arnold from 85 to 95 was going to be a big hit. Jim Carrey, he charged $20 million per movie because his name meant it was going to make $100 million. Will Ferrell could do it with comedies 20 years ago. He's a ice skater. He's a basketball player. He's a singer. He's a race car driver. That's just not the case anymore. Quentin Tarantino said it best where he said, Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. When Chris Evans...
That is a bar. Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star.
You put him in a comic book movie and you'll sell a lot of tickets. But you put him in anything else, he's just a guy. It doesn't matter. Movie stars don't sell tickets anymore. All the conversation about Sydney Sweeney and look, Christie bombed. Was the issue that it starred Sydney Sweeney, or is the issue that it was a small budget movie about women's boxing with no marketing? Oh man, it looks like she can't carry a movie anymore. Like, well, no one can. The Rock can't open a movie with just his name anymore. They did a big marketing campaign for the Smashing Machine, film festivals, the whole tour, trailers playing all the time, all sorts of buzz and chatter. $6 million opening weekend. Emily Blunt was in the thing. 2 different A-listers. Well, what about Sinners? Well, Sinners was Ryan Coogler. And Ryan Coogler is one of a handful of directors that functions as a franchise in and of himself. He's made it into that category. Like, who's the actor that their name alone sells tickets? I don't know who that is anymore. It's so much of, did they pick the right role? Did they pick a movie people actually want? Scarlett Johansson is the biggest actress on the planet. Last July, she had a movie come out that cost $100 million. It was her with Channing Tatum, 2 movie stars. Its total box office gross was $42 million. Contrast that with this summer, she had a movie that made 20 times that amount, because it was a franchise. She didn't sell tickets to Jurassic World. The dinosaurs did. Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. Is the A-list...
What y'all think of that, man? What do y'all think of that? I think that's a wild one, right? Because the time that we're living in, it kind of really shows that, yeah, man, movie stars are over. And the new kings, the new hits are the franchise. And I think that's why the nostalgia, they keep going back to the well and reviving these old franchises, even though those old franchises had superstars, movie superstars in them. But we live in the days of the franchise work, not the movie star work. Right? Now, does it help to go and get a recognizable face? Yeah. But I guarantee if that movie is just good, if that franchise is big enough and you just throw me in it and I act, all I got to do is act decent, just do a decent job in acting, that franchise, that movie could possibly go on to make $1 billion because of the franchise, right? I also think we are living in different time frame when it comes to how much these movies make in the box office. That's another thing to kind of hit on. But yeah, the movie star, is dead. It's dead. Even the way we started this, we talking Rush Hour, Greenland. Those are franchises that we're talking about, right? Those are franchises. The bigger picture here is we are at the end of an era. The era of the movie star as a guaranteed insurance policy, that shit is over with, man. It's over. It is done. Like in the video, you think about the 90s, the business model, it was simple. Pay Will Smith $20 million. You put his face on the poster. The movie makes $100 million opening. The plot didn't matter. He was the plot, right? Plot didn't matter. He was the plot. He the guy. Today, that math is broke. That math is broken. And the reason why it's broken is because of the shift to IP. It's the shift to IP. Used to be you went to see the new Schwarzenegger flick, right? Got to go see the new Arnold movie back in the day. Now you go see the new Batman movie. If you put Chris Hemsworth in a Thor movie, it makes $700 million. You put him in Men in Black or you put him in Furiosa, what does it do? It struggles. Same guy who was just in Thor, who just did 700 mil, who was just scratching at $1 billion. But then you put him in Furiosa, Men in Black, and they don't even get their budget back. The character is the star now. The character is the star now. That actor, that person that they call up to play the character, he's just a rental. He is just a rental. This is why, and I don't think Marvel, it always goes back to them, right? This is why the recasting of a T'Challa made so much sense. Yes, Chadwick was huge. He's big. We love Chadwick. We don't want to throw no salt on his legacy or no disrespect. But guess what's bigger than Chadwick? Guess what's bigger than Chadwick? Black Panther, T'Challa, the character of. And that's no slight to Chad. That's just the way the movie business has progressed now. That's just the way it's progressed now. We got the death of the monoculture back in 1998. We all watched the same 3 channels back in the day, right? We all knew who Julia Roberts was. Now though, a YouTuber might have 50 million subs. A YouTuber. But your daddy, your mama, your auntie, your uncles, your granny, they ain't never heard of this dude, this YouTuber with 50 million subs. We live in these bubbles, man. We live in these bubbles where, like, you can't be a universal superstar when the universe is fragmented into 1,000 TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram algorithms. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You can't be a universal superstar when the game is as fragmented as it is. And I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to Hollywood and the shit that they want to do. I think they kind of let this streaming thing get out of hand and they can't control it now. And now, instead of them being the puppet masters, they are now the puppets of streaming. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. Right? You can't put the genie back in this streaming genie. You cannot put it back in the bottle. Like I said earlier, the monoculture of just us having 3 channels. Matter of fact, I don't even want to say letting Hollywood dictating the way things go, and having that control is gone now. Gone. Last week I'm watching Planet Fanatics and Chill and Marcus from Back of the Bus. You know, they was doing Pantheon. I'm watching them, and they brought up a good thing. They was talking about ads, children's ads, and toy sales, and why it don't work, why it does not work the way that it should work anymore. And this isn't just for toy sales and kids. When he said it, because I had been saying this for the longest, he kind of articulated a bit better than I did. But when there's not a designated place to push an ad, because there's not a designated place to push an ad anymore. I don't know where you're going to be at. I don't know. So with those kids, they don't know where those kids is going to be at. It used to be back in the day, kids came home from school, they turned on the TV, turned it on to after school cartoons. I can push my ads for whatever that 2 to 3 hour block is. I can push ads. Saturday morning cartoons, I knew the kids is going to wake up, go get their bowl of cereal, turn that TV on to one of those 3 channels, or maybe even 4. I can push ads to that 4 hour block from 8 to 12, maybe even earlier. 8 to 12, I can push in that 4 hour block, I can push ads. Can't do that no more. Now that's the same way with the movie star. I used to be, or not I, but as Hollywood, I'm speaking as Hollywood, used to be able to push you a superstar because it knew where you were going to be at. They can't do that no more because they don't know where you live at. They don't know where your tastes live anymore. It's hard to really pin down the taste of the audience now. This shit is roulette, really. It's really roulette right now. The loss of mystique, which I think is a big one. You know, the old Hollywood stars, mysterious. You didn't really know too much about them. You saw them when they came out, when it was time to promote a movie, or you heard about them during some kind of controversy or something like that. But other than that, you really didn't know too much about the Hollywood stars. You didn't really know. You saw them on Vanity Fair or whatever, you know, The Source or whatever. Jet Magazine, Ebony, whatever. On the big screen or the small screen, the silver screen. They felt bigger than life. Bigger than life. Now, I know what The Rock eats for breakfast. Well, know why? Because he posted on Instagram. This past year, last summer up until now, a lot of people were talking about how Kendrick Lamar, I'm gonna bring this back to Kendrick Lamar, he doesn't do enough. He shows up, does what he does, and then he goes away. That's what you should do, because guess, if you look at Kendrick Lamar, this just came out and killed it. GNX dropped the greatest diss song of all time, sold all these records, did his job, and yes, will fade away into the wind until you need him next time. Till he needs to show up and do his job again. I can market that because you don't know what has happened between Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and now you don't know. So there's some mystique in that. I can pull you in because now I have a story to tell about what happened from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers up into GNX. Hey, I got in this beef with this dude. Y'all might know him, named Drake. Talk a little bit about that. You can see superstars now apologizing for some tweet that they put out in their pajamas on Instagram. Now, I like knowing about superstars. I like knowing about my the actors and the people that I'm a fan of. I do. But I think knowing the ins and out of your life, day in and day out, I think is a detriment to your stardom. It's a detriment to your stardom. You can't be the mythical hero that you once was. And when I say you, I'm just talking, in general when it comes to these superstars. You can't do that when I see you on TikTok doing these dances in your kitchen, these dance routines. I hate to say it, relatability has killed stardom. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't know. But I know it's drastically changing the way Hollywood is operating. And I don't think they know or it has yet to catch up with them on how to pivot and how to move these things. We really kind of only have 3 left superstars when it comes to actors, right? Male actors. I do that. Tom Cruise. And you don't see him everywhere, but when he show up, he's going crazy. He risks his life for entertainment. He want to do all the stunts. He just, you know what I'm saying? Tom Cruise. Leonardo DiCaprio, probably, I would say. I want to put him and Will Smith together. So I would say 4. Leo and Will, to me, are kind of one and the same. But then, Will is kind of showcasing more, trying to get his image back. So you're seeing him on Instagram and TikTok a little bit more. But both pure prestige, great actors. And Denzel, because he's Denzel, as he says. We pronounce his name wrong. He's Denzel Jr. Denzel Washington Jr. Or I think that's what he said. Those are the last of the dying breed. Those are the last of a dying breed. Seem like if their name is attached to a film, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. And none of them have 100% batting averages. They don't have perfect batting averages, but for more than not, it will work for them. You know what I'm talking about? It will work for them. Meister Geek Media in the building. What up? What's good, man? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Talking about the death of the Hollywood superstar. So I got this question. I'm gonna talk to y'all, chat. My question for y'all: if Rush Hour 4 actually happens, no, let me back it up before I ask this question. Is it about the ensemble now? You know what I'm saying? Is Hollywood now in the ensemble model? And that's why I was about to ask about Rush Hour 4. Are we in the ensemble model? Where studios have to get a gang of famous people into movies to make them work? Think of like Knives Out or Dune. Even though Dune is a franchise, but they had to throw everybody and their mama in it. They had to do that just to equal the power of one Harrison Ford movie from back in the day. one Harrison Ford movie from 1985 equals the same power of a Knives Out ensemble film for today. So the question is, if Rush Hour 4 actually happens, are you buying a ticket for Jackie Chan or Chris? Or both? Or are you buying the ticket because it's Rush Hour? Who are you buying the ticket for? The IP or the actor? The IP or the actor? Because I think that's really the question. That's really the question. Are we now buying, you know what I'm saying? Is it the IP, is it the franchise, or is it the actors involved in the franchise? Because it seems like Hollywood is that's what they're doing. They're shifting to IP, the intellectual property, you know what I'm saying? They're shifting to it. Because now, to me, it's more about the event. You're hearing Marvel trying to, we got to make spectacle. That's why Marvel's Doomsday, that's why they throwing, you heard me go on my rant. What was that, Monday? They just want to throw everybody in it. Let's go get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's go get Cloak and Dagger. Let's go get your mama, my mama. Let's throw them all in it. We got to, hey, it's got to be big. It's got to be huge. Let's get Chris Evans, Robert Downey back. Scarlett Johansson, can she show up? They got to get because the event, the threshold is now higher. The bar to cross is to the roof now. To the roof. In the past, people would just go to the movies just to see a movie on a Friday night. Right? I remember I used to just go to it didn't matter what was in the movie. I would go, if it was new, I'd go and try to watch it. And I think another thing is affordability. You know, it wasn't as expensive back then or I can just go see a matinee for $5, $2 Tuesday or something like that. Y'all need to bring that back, movie theaters, just to let you know. You know, and when I went, if I saw somebody who was famous on the poster, an actor that I liked, I said, okay, I'm gonna go check out this new John Travolta movie. I remember it was one John Travolta movie, horrible film, but I went to see it because it was John Travolta. He had just killed it in Face Off, so I went to go see it. You know what I'm saying? Horrible movie. Horrible movie, but I went because of superstar recognition, actor recognition. Now we just going for events. It's got to be an event. We're going to the movies for an event. A massive visual spectacle, as they say. Avatar, Doom, Endgame. Or it's got to be a cultural moment, right? Cultural moment. Black Panther was a cultural moment. The first one. Barbie movie, I think, was a cultural moment. Oppenheimer, put them two together, cultural moments. A standard drama or comedy, I don't even know if they still exist anymore, but starring like a famous actor is now something that people would they just willing to wait. I wait for it to come to streaming. Right? The rom-com, They keep saying it's dead. It ain't dead. It just lives on in streaming. Lives on in Netflix. Or Hulu or wherever it goes to. That's where it lives on. We got a super. What up, Meister Geek Media? Let me get into the super. He says, I'll watch it, but it won't be the same. He's talking about Rush Hour 4. He gave me 35 ZA. What is a ZAR? I don't know. Let me I gotta check because I don't want to disrespect what you're giving me. So okay. South African. The South African Rand. Okay. Appreciate the 35 ZAR, man. Appreciate what I got something for you. Let me give you this. Give you this. Let's rock. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's always welcome. Always welcome. Yeah, man. It won't be the same, but I'm like I said, I'm intrigued to watch it. I am intrigued to watch it. Really, really more. You know what I'm saying? Intrigued to watch it, but now, like I said, now it's just these events, and we have these last superstars. Somebody even said it's about the directors. Now I think Buck said that. Buck said that's that kind of star power goes to the directors now, which is true. The directors now have that power, but the director is now in charge of the franchise, right? Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino. They're the draw. You put their name on it. Hell, now we sent Ryan Coogler. What's my man? Well, I can't think of his name. Jordan Peele, right? Put them. That's why they try to put those names on it now. Because it seemed like the director is now a bigger draw than the actor itself in the film. A Christopher Nolan film, you put that in front of it, that's the draw. That's the star power now. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. But I do know that we are now moving towards this ensemble model, like I said earlier. And I know that one star can't guarantee a hit. I know that studios now try to pack these movies with 4 to 5 stars. That way I can accumulate fan bases from all of the stars that I put into the film. And you can go look this, you can go look up stuff like that. You can go look it up. Remember back in the day, Fall Guy? Fall Guy. I'm talking about back in the day. What was that? 2024, I want to say. 2025, 2024. That movie, and it wasn't a bad movie. It had everything that would guarantee a hit, especially back in the 90s. If this was the 90s, Fall Guy would guarantee a hit. It was fun. It was well reviewed. It was an action comedy starring two big stars, likable people. Ryan Gosling. He fresh off of Barbie, too. Ryan Gosling. Emily Blunt. She fresh off of Oppenheimer. You put them together, you should have a winning movie, right? Should. Didn't work. I think that budget, 130, 150, something like that. Box office, 180. What was the result of that movie? Financial flop. Financial flop. Even with two A-listers at the peak of their popularity, at the peak of their powers. Great reviews. That movie got an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. The audiences didn't feel the need to see it in theaters. They waited for streaming. Those two stars alone were not strong enough to create an event to get them to the movies. If Hollywood was smart, if they were smart, they would see that. Because that's been my question for the longest. Why do y'all not see that streaming is doing more damage for y'all franchises and for y'all movies than it is doing good? You can get me twice, right? You can get me twice. You can make me come to the movies, and then I would have to wait. Because back in the day, that's really what it was. Back in the days when you went to the movies, you didn't know if you were going to be able to see that movie again. You didn't know when it was going to show up to Blockbuster to rent. And you damn sure didn't know when it was going to show up on HBO or Cinemax or whatever so you can watch it. Or pay-per-view. You didn't know when it was going to show up. Hollywood, studios, Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount, Universal. Look at me, man. Look at me. Figure out how to get a movie in the theaters, let it live and breathe and suck up oxygen in the theaters for as long as possible. And then when you pull it, don't announce no streaming date. Sit on it. Sit on it. I'm telling you right now, events. You want to make it work? Make the event being that you don't know when it's going to show up. So when it does show up, you can make a brand new event. Once that becomes the model, I guarantee you it will work. What's up, Pam? Pam just said it. Scarcity. Scarcity. It works. Because now you are creating FOMO. You're creating FOMO. I appreciate the sub, Meister Geek Media. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate it. But it creates FOMO. Let's talk about franchises, right? Talk about franchises. And I'm going to stick to 2024. Because that's what I got the data for. I'm going to stick to 2024. We had no movie stars on the poster for Inside Out 2. No movie stars on the poster. Lead actors or voice actors, Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith. Smaller names, relatively smaller names. I couldn't tell you who they were. If I saw them, I can point to them, like I know her from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you their names right off the rip. I could. So they're relatively smaller names, smaller stars. Amy Poehler and Phyllis Smith. The star was the brand itself. I want y'all to hear me. The star was the brand itself. Let's talk about the stars in the movie. You had joy, anxiety, and sadness. Pixar characters. Animated characters were the stars of the movie. The budget, $200 million. Box office, $1.6 billion. The result, a massive hit. Massive hit. Now, why was it a massive hit? Because it was an event. It was an event. Families and fans of that first movie felt they had to be part of the cultural conversation. They felt that they was going to miss something if they didn't go see this movie. FOMO, fear of missing out. The IP itself did the heavy lifting that Tom Cruise or Will Smith used to do. Simple. The IP is the new celebrity. Think about it. Think about why Marvel does that role at the beginning, let you know it's a Marvel film. Marvel, Pixar, Mario, Barbie. That's what's putting butts in seats right now. Well, not necessarily Marvel, but I keep them on there. That's what's putting butts in seats. Reliable, recognizable. It ain't the face no more. It's not the face no more. It's not The Rock. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone. Vin Diesel. Will Smith. It's the IP. So yeah, y'all let me know, man. Is the death of the movie star real or not? Talk to me. Let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching this on replay, comment. I will comment back. I interact with all of my members, all of the house gang. Once you subscribe, you part of the gang now. You house gang, and I'm gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? We could chop it up. So yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments down below, man. Let me know in the comments down below. That's the show. That is the show. I appreciate everybody who showed up. I know it was late. Didn't mean to come late, but I was in the kitchen helping, getting some things together for tomorrow. So my bad. And yesterday, just didn't feel the greatest, man. I ain't want to give y'all no half-ass show. So I just didn't feel the greatest. But yeah, man. I appreciate everybody. Please like, share, subscribe. I probably starting next week, gonna be some changes. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now, it's gonna be some changes. We're not just doing movies, not just doing entertainment. We're gonna do dig into some more, maybe get to some more heavier things. Maybe if politics affect the pop culture world, I could talk about politics. I might talk some sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still give y'all this. I'm just saying there's gonna be some changes. Gonna be some aesthetic changes. I might change the membership. So if you want to become a member, please do. Please become a member. I want to add some perks and the merchandise. Merch. I want to get y'all shirts and hats or some of that nature. I do have it. It is live right now. If y'all want to go and hit the merch store, you can. You know, that would be dope. But yeah, man, that is Blues News. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. And yes, 6 is black. I got black stuff. It's black. But yeah, you ain't got to home, but you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Y'all take it easy and be safe. And like that there, we are outie 5,000. Yada.
This concludes today's broadcast from Blues News. We hope you enjoyed tonight's programming and the time we've shared together.
Right. Always be about being authentic. Drop like that. Drop to what it was March, so that we added to the slate on the strength of an exception. So I think it's confidence. I think that
Blues News is dedicated to bringing you the very best in pop culture, music, and conversation, serving viewers everywhere, every day. On behalf of our staff and crew, we thank you for watching We'll return tomorrow with more entertainment, insight, and fun for the whole house gang. Good night and good luck.